Hey everyone, this video is to tell you a little bit about what the mentor program is, what you can expect, the process of going through the mentor program, and some frequently asked questions that we get about it. So first of all, what are the benefits of the mentor program? First of all, you get to be paired with a top producer within our office. You get one-on-one attention with them. They're going to take you under their wing and help you along the way. We are very meticulous about who we place in the mentor program as a mentor. Not anyone qualifies. So we're picking folks in the office who have already had success in real estate, people that have a heart for helping others. So you will be paired with one of those top producers in our office. We are going to help you to grow your business. We're going to provide the tools that you need and the information that you need to help you grow a thriving business in real estate. Thirdly, we're going to offer accountability. One of the pitfalls sometimes of working for yourself is that you don't have to answer to anyone, which is great, but then you also lose the accountability factor. So by working with a mentor one-on-one, you have somebody that is holding you accountable, making sure that you're making calls, making sure that you're doing everything that you need to do to be successful in real estate. So that's some of the things that we offer. Some of the things that the mentors are not. We are not babysitters. We are not going to be checking in on you every day, making sure that you're getting up and you're working and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. We're not your bosses. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're here to encourage you and support you in every way that we can, but we're not going to micromanage you through the process. You are your own business owner. We don't own your business. You are an independent contractor, so we treat you as such. So we're here to support you along the way, but ultimately building the business is entirely up to you. That being said, whenever you are searching to find information, we don't want you to solely rely on the meetings that we have, the calls that we have. While those are all great resources, and talking to your mentor, it's great resources. We want you to be the person that's going to go out and find information. If you have questions that are not broker questions necessarily, or they don't have to do with legal questions, contract questions, just general questions, we want you to Google it. We want you to look on YouTube and watch videos, join Facebook groups, listen to podcasts, read books, go on our website and check out all the content that we have there, attend the meetings. We want you to go out and find information on your own. While we're here to provide you with everything that we can, ultimately, we don't want you to sit around and wait for us to pour information into you. We want to know that you're going out and you're seeking it yourself as well. We're here to answer questions that you have to protect your license and to protect the broker's license, but building the business is entirely up to you. So we want to make sure that you're doing everything that you can to supplement our training on your own. And if you want ideas for great Facebook groups, podcasts, books, we can definitely give you recommendations for some great resources. So the mentor program. The reason that we would want someone to join the mentor program, if you are either brand new to real estate or you were in real estate years ago, but you've been out of the business for a while, or maybe you have a couple transactions under your belt, but you're still kind of trying to figure out your way, the mentor program is a great resource for you. So those are the type of people that we think would benefit the most. Here's a little trailer on what the mentor program is. We think it's a really good introduction just to kind of explain what you can expect in the program. You better turn up. Hey there, this is April Toro, and I'm so excited to tell you a little bit about Red Barn's mentor program. I'm super excited about this program. It's definitely one of a kind, and it's really designed to help agents become successful and have the support that they need. So I'll tell you a little bit about what we have to offer and why it's different from other programs. The first thing is that with our Red Barn Mentor program, you are going to be paired up with another agent in the office who's a top producing agent who's been very successful, and they're going to take you under their wing and show you how they've become successful, answer contract questions that you have, and kind of walk you through the whole process from start to finish. So it's great to have that connection with another agent in the office who's doing really, really well, and you're not going to be one of 100 people that they're working with. So it's a very intimate setting, which is really nice. In addition to the one-on-one with your mentor, you're also going to have a weekly video conferencing call where you will go over your goals with your mentor, what you're working on, how you can become better, and your mentor is going to guide you through
the whole process and hold you accountable. In addition to that, we have an 8-week Kickstart program, which is really exciting. So it's just different things that you do every single week to help you to become more successful and build a really good foundation in real estate. The other thing that we're going to offer is monthly trainings on different topics that will help you to become more successful in real estate. So we have topics on lead conversion, branding, how to send mailers, how to do a buyer's presentation, how to do a listing presentation effectively. So we'll have different trainings every single month, kind of going over all of that as well.
So here's what you can expect from the mentor program. You'll get weekly video calls with your mentor going over everything that you've done during the week. You'll have access to an 8-week Kickstart program that's going to help you build a great foundation in real estate, access to an accountability tracker, which you will review with your mentor every single week, access to an online lead system, which is going to be phenomenal to help you grow your business, weekly trainings on real estate basics, and a private Facebook group filled with helpful tips and tricks to help you be successful in real estate. So the Zoom calls are very essential to your success. You're going to have these calls weekly with your mentor and the other mentees in your group just to kind of go over your accountability tracker and what you've accomplished during the week. So we think that this is going to be so crucial to your success. One of the first things that you'll want to do whenever you join the mentor program is to create a free account on Zoom. This is what is going to allow you to join the video conferencing calls with your mentor every week. If you look at our Facebook page, Red Barn Mentor Program, you'll see there's a pinned post at the very top of the page. It includes the link for each of the individual mentors' weekly video calls. Let's say, for instance, if you are in my group, April Toro's Mentees, these meetings are held every Friday at 8:15 a.m. So once you create that free account on Zoom, you can just click on this link every Friday at 8:15, and that will allow you to join the meeting with both myself and all of the other mentees that I am helping. So it will be both yourself and all of the other mentees in your group. Then, in addition to the weekly Zoom calls, you also have your 8-week Kickstart program, which is going to be your Trello board. So we'll watch a little video about the Trello board and how to use that next. Right now, I just want to go over something that's going to be really important for your first 8 weeks, and that's going to be your Trello board. After you have your orientation with Bradley, you should be invited to the Trello board. Sometimes that happens before, sometimes it happens after, but it definitely should be within your first week. You should receive that invitation via email, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Trello is a free project management software that allows you just to kind of keep your progress within the first 8 weeks, and it also allows your mentor to kind of see the progress that you're making. Another great thing about Trello is that they have an app that you can download on your smartphone, so you can access it anywhere. It doesn't have to be just from a computer. So I'm just going to go through the Trello board with you just so you can see what to expect. Here you'll find all of the resources with Red Barn. So you'll have the Red Barn logos, a vendor list, a list of different contractors that can help your clients, Red Barn W-9 form, which you may not need until later. All of the Red Barn business info, so that's going to include the Red Barn license number, address, office phone number, all of those things that you need to know, and different special stipulations that you may need to include in your contract. We're always changing this Trello board, so if the Trello board that you get looks a little bit different than this one, don't be alarmed. We're just always making changes and improvements to our current Trello board. Here you'll see your required training classes. This has to be finished by week 3. And some of these classes you actually have to go into the FMLS store or Georgia MLS. You have to go to different locations and they take a couple of hours. So I would say maybe week 1, go ahead and look into all of these trainings, find out when they're happening, and go ahead and get that on your schedule because you definitely want to knock this out. And we really want this done by week 3. And it seems like a lot of time, but it's really not, just because some of these are pretty time intensive. So I would definitely go ahead and get started on that. If you click on each of these cards, you'll find a link that shows you where to schedule the classes or how to find where you can take those classes. Some are online, some are in person, so definitely get through that ASAP. Here you see week 1. So we have week 1 through 8 different tasks that we want you to complete. Week one is really important. We want to make sure that you schedule your new agent orientation class with Bradley. Again, if you click on each of these cards, you'll see when orientation is, how to get in touch with Bradley, all of the important information as far as that's concerned. Once you finish any of the tasks, week 1 through 8, we want you to carry this card, just click and drag, over to completed tasks. This allows your mentor just to see how many tasks have been completed, how many tasks are left, just to make sure that you are on track with everything. So week 1, we want you to complete your new agent orientation, log into Red Barn Realtors, sign into Workplace, and you'll get this information from Bradley. Set up your super key with FMLS so that you can have access to properties that are listed on the market, and just do some of these things. Ideally, we would like for you to complete all of the tasks on week 1 and then reach out to your mentor to schedule an appointment, because once these are done, it'll be easier just to talk about what's left. But that's totally up to you and your mentor. Ideally, we want you finishing these tasks and then meeting with your mentor to go over everything else. Week 2, we have additional tasks for you to do. So we have everything timed out so that you should be able to complete everything within a reasonable time. So these are all of the tasks that we want you to complete. By week 8, we really don't have anything scheduled for week 8. That is going to be kind of a cleanup week. So anything that you haven't completed week 1 through 7, anything that's still pending, we want you to knock out week 8. And then at the end of the 8 weeks, we want you to schedule an appointment with Laura just to go over the Red Barn program, how you did with the program, what your thoughts were on the program, and all of that. So basically, there's an assessment of how things went for you, and how actively you participated in the program and all of that. So there is an assessment at the end. So that's basically the Trello board. It's a great resource. If you have any questions about it, just let us know. But this is going to be really helpful for your first week. And if you have any questions on how to do certain things, like here's set up super key with FMLS, be sure to click on the card and you'll see additional information there. So any questions about the Trello board, just let us know. But that is what we want you to get started on in week 1. In addition to Zoom and the Trello board, we also want to make sure that you are filling out the accountability tracker every week. Again, we're not here to micromanage you or be your bosses. This is really for 2 reasons. One, to keep you accountable so that you can have a successful career in real estate, and also to let the mentor know what you're working on. It's very important that you always keep your mentor in the loop as far as what contracts that you have, what buyers you're working with, what sellers that you're working with, so that we can definitely be there and help you along the way. So this video is going to go over the accountability tracker. This is something that it's a tool that you will use every week whenever you have a Zoom call with your mentor and the other mentees in your group. So we ask that you fill this out every single week. You bring it with you to the Zoom call, and it's just to monitor your progress and just really help you keep on track with your goals, help your mentor kind of know what's going on, what you're working on, what they can help you with. So it's a really great tool for that. So here you'll see your power promise. So every single week, you want to set a goal of something that's achievable that you can do. And this doesn't necessarily have to be real estate related. We actually prefer that it's not real estate related if possible. And that could be something as simple as drinking more water every day, waking up every day at 5 a.m. if you normally wake up later in the day. Running on the treadmill for 10 minutes a day, anything that you think that, or listening to a podcast every day, anything that you can use for personal development to help make you a better person, because I assure you that if you're working on your personal development and your health, mental health, wellness, physical health, that it is going to spill over to your business. So that's your power promise, and we're just going to ask, every Friday, how are things going? Are you still running on the treadmill 10 minutes a day? Are you still listening to a podcast whenever you're getting ready in the morning? And that's just to kind of help you, because if you're pouring into yourself, then that's going to help you pour into your business and help your clients. We also want to go over how many pending contracts do you have for the month? How many contracts have you had total? How many buyers and sellers are you working with? What's going on with those? We also want to keep track of how many open houses that you're doing each week. The minimum is once a month, but when you're first getting started, you should have a lot of free time on your hands. We really want to see more than once a month. If you don't know anything about throwing open houses, feel free to ask an agent if you could just help out and shadow at an open house if you've never held one before. And then if you don't have any listings, which you probably won't when you first get started, then just post on the group Facebook page asking if anybody has any listings that you could hold open. There's tons of opportunities within Workplace, so take a look there. We want you to be belly to belly with people 3 times a week. The best way to do this is going to be inviting people to lunch, inviting people to breakfast, visiting people. I mean, even if you go to your kid's soccer game, maybe talking to some of the other parents there, having conversations. If you're in the grocery store and you've got your name tag on and somebody wants to talk to you about real estate, all of that counts. So you don't necessarily have to be talking about real estate during these times, but you really kind of want that to be your goal, right? So you could have a whole lunch with someone where you're just asking about them, asking about their life, and then, at the end, you just ask how work is going. And obviously, they'll ask you how things are going with you. So you want to be having real estate conversations. That's what's going to count here, but it doesn't have to be just straight up real estate, if that makes sense. Number 3 is how many contacts you made for the week. The goal is 200, and you'll see the formula below. How many conversations that you had, how many appointments, and then how many listings. And the goal is to make 200 calls or contacts, which should lead to 40 conversations, which also should lead to 4 face-to-face appointments, listing appointments, buyer brokerage appointments, and that should lead to contracts. So at least 1 closing for 200 calls, and we're asking you to make 200 calls a week, so that should lead to 4 closings a month if you're doing that consistently. So that will help you to be successful. We want you to be posting on social media at least 4 times a week. So you could post about an open house, you could post about a listing. It doesn't have to be your listing. You can share somebody else's listing within Red Barn. You can post about just your day and kind of what you're doing. If you're going to show buyers houses, you could do a post about that. You could just shoot a video. A lot of people do that. Hey, I'm showing this gorgeous home in Woodstock, and kind of feature the, different things about the home. So we just want you making at least 4 a week. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not. And sometimes it's good to just plan ahead, maybe like on Monday, what you're going to post for the week so that you don't miss it. We also want you to go over your goals for the week. And then on the next call, your mentor will say, hey, your goal was to go to lunch with 3 different people last week. Did you meet that goal? Your goal was to hold 2 open houses, Saturday and Sunday. Were you able to meet that goal? And that just keeps you accountable, helps the mentor kind of know what your goals are, and just helps you to be more successful. So this is your tracker sheet. We want you to make 200 calls a week. So when you first get started, we want you to write the names of the people that you're making contact with. This can be contacts through our sync system, which you won't be using sync until about week 3 of the mentor program. This can be whenever you're sending messages on Facebook, just keeping in contact with people. So it doesn't necessarily have to be real estate related. It could just be a conversation, just keeping up with people. If you're calling past clients, that counts as a contact. If you are calling your sphere just to check in and see how they're doing, but doing everything kind of with the goal of you want to be generating business from those phone calls. So don't be afraid to talk about real estate, talk about what you're doing and all of that. But we really want you to have 200 contacts a week so that you can meet the goal of at least 4 closings a month. So, and that's the goal. If it winds up that you have 1 contract a month, starting out, that's amazing. So we really want to set these goals and make them obtainable, and kind of stick to this formula as much as possible. So if you have any questions about this, reach out to your mentor, but that is the accountability tracker. One of the benefits of being at Red Barn as well is you get access to online leads. So one of the struggles that a lot of new agents have is that they have no one to call. They don't feel comfortable calling family and friends who know that they just got licensed and are still just trying to learn the ropes. So they're not really sure where to start. But at Red Barn, you actually get access to a whole database, thousands and thousands of people who are in our database who have been looking for houses online. So you will have access to that. And you'll also have a one-on-one meeting with Matt Sellers, who runs the online lead program at Red Barn. And he can talk you through exactly how to use the program so that you can get started within your first couple of weeks with calling online leads and really building that business. Another benefit of being part of the mentor program is that we host weekly trainings on different topics that are taught by the top producers in our office. So we have contracts classes, classes on how to generate leads, social media marketing, branding, how to do a buyer's presentation, how to do a listing presentation. So every week we'll be covering new topics to help you to become successful in real estate. In addition to that, you also will have access to our private Facebook group. So this is our private Facebook group just for the mentors and the mentees. The great thing about this group is we can offer encouragement, different tips and tricks, and also if for some reason you're not able to reach your mentor right away and you have an emergency, this is a great resource where you can reach out to other mentors as well for answers. Now, of course, if it's a broker question, you'll want to reach out to Laura directly, but if it's just a general question, contract question, and you can't reach your mentor for some reason, this is a great resource as well. So in the Facebook group, you'll see all of the information for our Zoom meetings at the very top, lots of inspiration and just different tips. This is an example of the class schedule that we have coming up, any announcements about some of the classes that we have for the mentees. We also have weekly challenges where we will present different challenges every Monday to help you to become successful in your business. Actually, last week we had a weekly challenge and one of our mentees got a listing appointment out of it. So these are really helpful as well. Just encouragement, different tips from other top producers, other mentors in the office. So this is going to be a great resource for you, especially if you are new in real estate. So here's just a list of some of the things that are expected of you whenever you take part in the mentor program. We want to make sure that you're attending the weekly Zoom calls. Again, this is not only to help keep you accountable, but also so that the mentor knows exactly what's going on with your buyers and contracts, because ultimately, whenever you're working with a brokerage, we have to protect our license. So we want to make sure that we know exactly what's going on with all of your contracts, answer any questions that you have along the way, and that all happens on those weekly Zoom calls. We also want to make sure that you complete your 8-week Kickstart program, especially completing all of the training classes that are assigned in that program. That's going to be very crucial to your success. The mentors do not have the time to sit down and go through how to use the Matrix platform, how to use eSign. These are all really important things whenever you're starting your business in real estate. So it's important that you take all of those classes so that you're fully prepared. We also want to make sure that you're filling out your accountability tracker every week and you're reviewing it with your mentor. You should be reviewing everything on the weekly Zoom calls, but if for some reason you can't make a Zoom call that week, we still want you turning in your accountability tracker to your mentor. We also want to make sure that you're providing all of the contracts to your mentor before you even send it to your client to sign. And then once you go under contract, we want you resending all of the documents to your mentor just so that they can look over everything. We also have weekly classes at the brokerage. It's not a requirement that you attend the classes, but it's going to be very crucial, especially in the beginning, that you are at those classes and that you learn as much as you possibly can because there is so much to learn when you're first getting started. And just a reminder, we want you to stay in the program, or you'll have to stay in the program until you meet your cap of $18,000 and you've completed at least 3 buyer transactions and 3 seller transactions. As far as the cap is concerned, some people will meet that cap within their first 6 months. Other people, it could take over a year to meet that cap. So that cap is there until you have given $18,000 to the brokerage, which means that you've completed enough transactions where they feel like you have enough experience to graduate from the mentor program. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know. And these are just some reminders about the mentor program, just setting those expectations. Please do remember that your mentor has their own business to run. They have their own clients. They have their own families. So try your best to call them during normal business hours from 9 to 5. We understand that some emergencies will come up, but most of the time you can reach out to the mentor during the day with any questions that you have. Don't wait until the last day of your deadline to reach out to your mentor at the last minute, 10 o'clock at night, frantic. That can be avoided if you just plan ahead and make a good note of whatever deadlines that you have coming up. Please don't ask your mentor to write offers for you or send offers on your behalf. It's your responsibility to take the training to be able to write the offers and be available for your clients. The mentor is not your assistant. We are there to coach you, and we will certainly walk you through the process, particularly on your first couple of contracts, but we're not here to write the contracts for you. We want you doing that on your own. We're not designed to give you all the answers either, so we don't expect for you to just show up and be showered with all of the information all at once. We are going to provide you with a lot of resources and classes and trainings and all of that, but we also expect you to realize that you're a business owner and do your own research and constantly be learning as much as you can, attending classes on different subjects, using your Google search, using your Facebook search, using all of the resources that we have at our fingertips through the internet to try to just get a well-rounded grasp on real estate. So we're definitely here to support you. We definitely want to help you when it comes to big, important things like contracts and legal questions and things like that. We're here to guide you. But when it comes to other kind of supplemental information, we want to make sure that you're also taking learning into your own hands. So this is just a little bit of a reality check. And this is not just for people in the mentor program, although it certainly does apply. This is really for real estate in general. So just some things to think about if you're just new into the business, and whether or not you think that this is the right industry for you or if being part of the mentor program is the right fit for you. So a couple of things that would indicate that this is probably not for you is if you're someone that wants instant gratification and that you give up at the first sign of adversity or challenge. So just keep in mind you're brand new, or you're bouncing back into the business after being gone for a while. It takes time to build a business. So it's not going to happen overnight, but we promise if you do the things that we ask you to do and you stick with it, that you will have great success in real estate. So, or you should. The other reason this is probably not for you is if you want somebody to give you all of the answers rather than seeking them out yourself. So we don't want you sitting around saying, well, nobody told me what to do. Nobody told me what to do next. If you have a question, you need to take the initiative, reach out to your mentor and ask what the next steps are. Do some research on your own to figure out what the next steps are. So you are in control of this ship. Number 3, if you prefer to be managed or you want to have a set schedule and strict rules and deadlines, this is probably not for you. We will not be micromanaging you along the way. You're really in control. So it's a double-edged sword when you're in control because you have to take it upon yourself to have the discipline to get up every morning and do the work. This is also probably not for you if you have a negative mindset or you think your success is someone else's responsibility. Ultimately, your success is entirely up to you. This is also probably not for you if you want everything to be handed to you and you don't want to put in the hard work that it takes. Some people think that real estate is a glamorous job and clients just pour in and show up and we just walk to closing and pick up big checks, but it's actually a lot of hard work, a lot of difficult situations, a lot of perseverance, and that's really what it's going to take for you to be successful. On the flip side, if you have some of these key qualities, you might find that the mentor program is the place for you and real estate might be a great career for you. So this includes if you are ready for a change and you're willing to make short-term sacrifices for long-term results and you're willing to play the long game, because I promise you real estate is definitely the long game. This is a good career if you're someone that's committed to constant self-improvement in both your career and your personal life. It's a great quality to have if you want more than just the status quo and you have really big dreams, you have a big why. It's a good fit if you desire flexibility, but you're also willing to develop the discipline that it takes to be your own boss. It also might be a good fit if you are independent enough to work for yourself, but you also can contribute to the group as a whole and you want to be around a wonderful support system, but you're not totally reliant on it as well. Okay, so this is the point where we open it up for any questions that you have. One question that we get a lot is how long do I need to stay in the mentor program? And the answer is as long as it takes. Just keep in mind that you do have the $18,000 cap that has to be paid to the brokerage. You have to complete at least 3 buy transactions and 3 sale transactions before you can graduate from the program. We have had people who have met the cap before their year was up and they decided to stay in the program for the remainder of their year, which you can absolutely do. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. But some people have found that they enjoy being in the mentor program so much that even though they've technically graduated, they did want to finish the remainder of their year in the program, and that's totally fine. If for some reason you can't make the weekly and monthly meetings, you just want to check in with your mentor to see what you missed. Now, obviously, if you're missing some of the buyer classes or the seller classes, we will film some of those classes so you can go back and rewatch them. But we have to have the meetings at certain times. So unfortunately, if you miss it, there will not be a makeup class, but we will record a lot of the classes. The third question that we get from some people is, do I have to sign up for the LEAD program? The LEAD program is an amazing resource, especially for new agents. But some people find other resources for leads a better fit versus just online leads. So no, you do not have to sign up for the LEAD program, but I highly suggest anyone that is starting out in real estate to definitely take advantage of it. If you have any other questions about the mentor program, please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to assist you with any questions that you have, but this is just a brief overview of the entire program.